Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Capril. Hey, I want to show you something. Bet you didn't know I had one of these, did you? In fact, I not only have a crystal ball over here, but I have a time machine. If you've ever been a fan of Back to the Future, you may recognize this. This is the DeLorean that Marty and Doc traveled through time. In fact, I think they went to 2015 or something like that. In any event, 2016, can't remember the exact year, but it's already passed. That's how it's good stuff. But anyway, why do I bring these two things up? Well, I'm going to tell you something I've told you before, but it's like church. It bears repeating. It has a value to repeat the message. So here we are, another crazy year. I think every year that we've all lived could be classified as a crazy year. I mean, I kind of grew up in the 70s. And, granted, I was looking at it from a child's perspective. That was a messed up period. And I wasn't even a news junkie as a kid, but you couldn't help not seeing it all the time. And here we are today. So we've got this virus that, let's face it, it's probably not going to go away, which means we got to kind of learn to live with it, which, with all humility, I kind of predicted. You got to be a risk assessor. You yourself have to manage risk, just like you do every single day of your life. And don't let anyone tell you what to do. As I always say, you do what you want to do. As long as I can do what I want to do, we're good. So you got to take care of yourself to the degree that you're comfortable doing, and let everybody else live their life. All right, but there is uncertainty, and uncertainty always brings market volatility, and it's natural that we don't like that. They say there's three things that if you don't have, you're going to be unhappy and you're going to be in pain: health, wealth, and relationships. Now, in some ways, wealth affects all three of those things. Hear me out. If you don't have some level of wealth, it's hard to maintain your health. Wealth and health kind of go together. I just got a bill, I have health insurance. I just got a bill for $2,800 because my wife had her knee scope. Now, the total bill is $22,000. But, if I didn't have the means to do that, she probably wouldn't have gotten the surgery, which means she would have been in pain, which means she wouldn't have been happy. And relationships, same thing. If you don't have the people, we are social beings, and money allows us to have that. Well, when we go through periods of uncertainty, it's very easy for people to second guess their strategy. And I see a lot of mistakes made when that happens, because we live in a world where I think the way our brains work is we want our lives to perform in a very linear fashion, and they never will. They never will. And all I can do is remind you of that and try to guide you through it. Now, last year was a good year for markets. Markets did very well. So as you get your January statements, feel good about it. But understand that this year's its own game, and it could go down. But the long term, it should go up. So if I had this crystal ball back in 1963 when I was born, and the S&P 500 or the Dow was trading around 600, the crystal ball would have said, okay, in 60 years, the Dow will be trading at 35,000. You might think I'm crazy. Heck, if I said that 4 years ago, you'd say I was crazy. But that's what happens. And you're never going to know the difference. Unless you have one of these. If you got the time machine, you can go back and forth. Now, you're asking yourself, why are you telling me this? Everybody knows this. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There are moments when logic checks out. Emotion and fear take over. And our job here is to keep that in check. At the very least, point it out to you. Not in a judgmental way, in a very honest way. And then try to steer you in the right way. Ultimately, you're the boss. But we've seen a lot. I've seen people do really well, and I've seen people make some serious mistakes. And often those mistakes was because they didn't take good advice. Some of it came from me, some of it came from others, right? So remember, I've got these, but they really don't work. Have a great day.